Okay, yeah, it's like my internet's slow. Oh well. What's up, everybody? It is episode 2 of the Groundbreakers Union, and I have with me a good friend of mine, Joe McCoy. We talked about him actually. If you were tuning in to Veteran Chat Project, our last episode, one of our last episodes we had with Apex Animal House's Chuck Nasty Croat. This is basically his partner in crime and another good buddy of ours that we deployed with. So we want to welcome him to the show and. Definitely excited to hear what he has to bring to it. First and foremost, what's up, brother? How you been?
Oh, man, just plugging away, staying busy. That's what it's
Hell
all
yeah.
about. Just staying busy, man, staying on that grind.
Living that camper life.
Dude, loving the camper life. Loving it. You'd be
You
surprised
should probably do like
once you go from like a big house down to, I don't know, what we got, 43 feet here. So basically a Connex container. You'd be surprised what you don't need.
I was
how
gonna say
easy
that.
everything slowly just dwindles out and you just don't need it anymore. Plus we can just pick up and go wherever we want, whenever we want. So
Yeah, just like, oh, this place sucks, dude. Let's go somewhere else. All right.
exactly. That's
Yeah,
part of it.
that is cool, man. Like that's definitely something I've always wanted to do. So I'm definitely jealous of that. And I'm sure people listen, they'll be like, dude, I want to fucking know more about that, which is dope. But
Yeah, man, been doing
let's
it
do
for,
like a.
hmm?
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I've been doing it for since December.
Doing the camper life.
Since December of 2021. Ended up buying the camper while was down in Guadalajara doing medical rotations down there. So
Nice, dude. Did it
yeah.
come with any surprises stashed away?
No, no. We bought it from somebody that we knew. So it was
Nice,
very
dude.
well maintained, very well kept up, man. So it was, we got a killer deal on it, so couldn't pass it up, man.
Hell yeah. That's awesome. And then you guys just moved from Colorado to Georgia, right?
Yep, yep. It was
How was that drive?
it wasn't too bad, honestly, man. Took a couple days. Yeah, I just cruised. Most of the time, when I'm doing cross country trips, I'm, crunched for time. So usually, usually it sucks. But this time, man,
Yeah.
it was nice and easy, man. I think I did 10-hour days, and then I just chilled. Obviously, I was towing this thing, so I just stopped, opened it
Yeah.
up, and went to
See,
sleep
that's what it's
here.
all about right there.
Yeah, nice, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna live here tonight. I'm gonna cook up some burgers. We're gonna be fine.
Yep, that's what
But
it's
yeah,
about, man.
something about like not having to haul ass on a road trip and just being able to like, you know what? I don't want to stop here. I don't need gas. I just want to stop.
It was honestly, I was probably my first road trip to where I was able to do that. So it was a
Oh,
nice
that's
change.
fucking awesome.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, my road trips up here and moving were not like that. So
No, it's usually
I got to
never
get
like
some more
that.
road trips in.
It's like
I
you gotta
did
get
actually
to
do a
it
road
really
trip
fast.
to Colorado recently, though. Me and my buddy went and played disc golf with some of the guys. You met Johnny, who we played disc golf with in Colorado Springs that
Oh
day.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we met up with them and did our like our annual lifer tournament where we dressed up in it's called the waist up formal, where we dress up in like suits and ties from the waist up, and then like our regular just disc golf clothes, and we just get shit faced drunk and play the easiest course in town and cause a riot. So that was fun. I ate some
Nice.
mushrooms and enjoyed my trip to Colorado, and then yeah, came back home and started a podcast, or well, it was pretty balls deep into that podcast, and yeah, and then just kept rolling into this one, and yeah, so you're the first guest on this new one. It'll still be
Oh, numero
presented to the
uno,
same
huh?
people, but yeah, numero uno. I did a show, an intro show the other night. It's like 20 minutes long.
Okay.
That's definitely something I want to do is keep them more short and direct. I know even some of our shows were 2 hours long. People would be like, "Hey, man, I love that show, but it took me 2 days to listen to it." And I'm just like, I mean, I like that shit. We'll still do that stuff here and there, but
Yeah.
yeah, 2 hour shows. It's a lot of editing too.
That's a movie. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, you're listening to a movie. It's like you might as well be on Audible, getting books on tape and actually learning something instead of just listening to me talk shit for 2 hours. But hopefully, people want to listen and listen to me talk shit for 40 minutes or so.
Yeah. You can do 40
But yeah,
minutes.
dude, let's go back real quick and just do like when did you join the army and why, and just a quick overview of your service and then how you wound up. We'll just do that. Quick overview. Yeah, overview of your service.
Yeah, man. So I actually joined in February 2004. Um, I actually, I actually tried to join the Marines first.
Me
Um,
too.
they, they wouldn't take me because I had a GED.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, all right, man. So I literally walked next door, and they were like, cool, bro. We'll take you.
The Marine recruiter like aggressively walked me next door. Like he's like, here's another one. I'm
Yeah,
like, God damn, dude.
exactly. But yeah, joined in 2004, man. Ended up going through basic training at Knox, obviously where everybody else did, at least from our unit. And
Yeah, I say at least from our time. Not anymore.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, did 2 year stint in Germany and won one Cav. Um, one of the most highly decorated cavalry units in the military, the Black Hawks. I think they're in El Paso now, actually, because the unit shut down out there.
Huh.
Um, yeah, man. So
That's where Walker's at.
yeah, he seems like he's doing pretty good.
Hell yeah, he's doing real estate and just kind of. He said through that he's starting to meet a lot of veterans that kind of need other help. So he's kind of turning himself into like a local just veteran advocate down there. So that's pretty fucking awesome of him.
Like, yeah,
We
man.
had him on the show. I mean, I'm sure I'll have him on. I'm gonna try to get all the guests that I had on the last show on this one to do a little one-on-ones with them. But yeah, we had him on. It was fucking awesome. He's definitely killing it. He said it's not even about the real estate no more as much as it's just about helping veterans and
Yeah, man. There's a lot of vets out there that need a ton of help, man. They don't know about the
yeah,
resources, the avenues. I mean, there's tons of resources out there for veterans, homeless vets, people for mental health, whatever. I mean, it's everything's available, and most vets don't know it. So,
yeah,
um,
for sure.
but yeah, man, did 2 years in Germany, and then went to Texas after that. Did a 4 year stint there. During that time, we did OIF '07 to '09. Nice quick
Yeah.
15-month deployment.
Yeah, not for me. It was a nice, quick
Oh, that's right. You showed up at the end.
7 month deployment or something. 6 because we
I
stayed
think it was
after
like
and
six.
washed
Yeah.
up. Yeah, 6. But still, though, it was a volunteer mission for me. Me and
Yeah.
Chad, they're like, "Hey, who wants the last trip to Iraq?" We're like, "Well, I do."
Right here.
My ex-wife wasn't too happy when I showed up. It was literally like the third day we got to Fort Hood, and they're like, "Who wants to deploy?" And I'm like, "Us." And then,
Right.
hey, we're deploying in like 6 weeks. But
Yeah.
no, that was awesome. Well, not awesome, but
It was a spicy deployment. I'll just say that. It was we show up and every route's black. I'm like,
hmm
all right,
you're like, okay, yeah.
let's get to
Like
work.
right off day one. I mean, I heard it was pretty. I mean, you guys must have did the job because by the time I got there, it was like white people spicy. It had a little like residue of like some jalapeno on your fingers.
Hmm.
Like you accidentally touch your eye. It wasn't like holy shit spicy. It was just a
When
little spicy.
we got there, it was definitely holy shit spicy. That's for sure.
Yeah, because I know I won't even name call the unit, but I know that the unit that we got it from, and then the unit is the same unit that we gave it back to. And
Yep.
it definitely went right back to the same situation.
Yep. And it did. It
Yeah,
did.
it did, big time.
Um, but yeah, man. Did that 15 month there in '07, '09. Got back. Um, kind of did our thing as a unit. Actually started with Chad in Apex Animal House. Um, we got assigned to the little SF unit, the recruiting unit that was on Fort Hood for like pre-selection build-up. Um, did that. That was great. Wasn't able to go through all that, and the Department of Army's like, congratulations, you're gonna be a recruiter. So
Fuck that.
with that, man, went down to Tampa for 3 years, and I was down there for 3 years, man, and I mean, it was good. It's different being a recruiter, that's for sure. But luckily, I'm from Tampa, so it was kind of easy. It was my old stomping grounds.
Was it hard to like maintain your military bearing back home?
Uh, yes. Plus, Tampa's got a way of pulling certain things out of people that
I've
or
heard that.
changing people to fit the dynamics of what Tampa, St. Pete, Clearwater, all those areas are. Man, they got a way of twisting people if you let it. So it was pretty easy, man, to kind of get back into the groove of how things were when I originally from there. But recruiting kept me pretty busy though. So and then after that, man, I got out from there and did 3.5 years of construction for my buddy's construction company. Started out as a man, I couldn't even cut baseboard, so I started out basically a helper.
Right.
And then after that, by the end of it, man, I was running jobs and big hotel builds and remodels and all that stuff. And
Yeah, I remember that. That's when we got that apartment together.
hmm
That's when you came and you're like, "Hey, bro, I got this dog. I need, I'm gonna bring him there, and then I gotta leave for a couple months." And I'm like, "Oh,
Bubba
cool." And I
nuts,
didn't
man.
realize how big old Bubble was, man. And here comes this big old meathead in the door, and I'm just like, "What? This is the dog?"
That was like this fucking big, man.
Yeah, man. But that dog turned out to be the greatest, probably greatest blessing in my life, dude. So, yeah, that was. I mean, it was a weird because you were only there, I think, for 2 days, 3 days before you're like, all right, bro, I gotta bounce. I'm back to what I think Alabama or whatever, and
Yeah, I think it
so
was.
here's me and
Yeah.
your dog like having this feeling out experience. I'm like, you can come in my. Like, he's laying in your room. I'm like, hey, Bubba, like you can come lay in my room if you want to. Like the first day, he stood in my doorway like, nah. Went back and laid in your room. I'm like, okay. I was like, let me know if you got a shit
He
or
probably
whatever,
hated that, man. He probably
I mean,
hated
he got used to it. It was like 2-3 days later before he just started running into, like, he would come into my room and then he would at least would sleep on the floor, and then like when I wasn't paying attention, he would jump up and sleep on the bed like by my legs, and then like once I like caught him doing it and let him know like, hell yeah, and then like by the time you got back, like yeah, you guys are best friends.
Fuck yeah. Worked out
That's my
perfectly,
dog,
man.
man. Yeah,
And I
miss that
appreciate
dog
that,
so
man.
much.
'Cause I didn't want to get rid of him, and that was my only choice to, what
God,
was
dude, I
that.
fucking
And I
love
had
that
to be
dog.
in Colorado. Obviously, my podcast. But yeah, man, you definitely helped me out with that. And then obviously, as things progressed from that first apartment, we ended up moving into a second apartment in the same complex and all that. And then
Oh yeah,
from there, I think
yeah. Then
while I was there, actually, or while we were there in that first apartment, that's when I started to get my first taste of contracting.
that's actually something I wanted to bring up. I have it written here, right here, because it's the kind of the reason that I was like, hell yeah, I could still have you on this specific show because of the dream chasing aspect. And I remember you wrote PMC on the door in pencil.
what it
You had it
said?
stenciled on the
Yeah.
yeah.
What did it say? What did it say underneath it? Do you remember?
I don't remember. I just remember the acronym that we had made fun of it for that what it could have been. We won't say that here, but I just like private military contracting.
I think I kind of
You were like, yeah. Oh shit.
That's right.
Yeah, but yeah, dude, like you put that shit on the door and was like I'm gonna visualize this shit. Like this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go do it no matter what it takes. And you were like looking at. I remember you were looking at quite a bit of paperwork and a lot of bullshit to go through to get that. So let's run through that mindset of kind of like visualizing that success.
Dude, so it was a while back, man. It was before I left Florida. Somebody told me that because I was in a pretty rough spot, man, especially mentally, and I was always just very down, very just negative. I wasn't happy. And somebody told me that, like, listen, man, you are what you manifest. If you think about it a certain way, things will happen, and you'll attract those things. And I always shunned it off, man. I was like, no. I was like, that shit's for the birds. Like,
That's some
yeah,
hippie
whatever.
shit.
Let me just put some crystals in my pockets too, and kind of rub them together. Like, I was just like, no, man, like, not gonna happen. And for the longest time, it didn't, nothing, it just one thing after another. I mean, I don't know if it was just bad karma or what, but just one thing after another just kept happening and kept happening. So that's when I did it on that door, man. I was like, let me just try this. I saw this video of a dude who was like, when I was younger, I had this picture of a big ass mansion, and he did the same thing. He's like, that's going to be my house one day. I'm going to have that house one day. And then like 10, 15 years later, he's like this real estate mogul, and he comes across the same exact house that he had up in his poster. So he ended up purchasing that same exact house. And I was like, damn. I was like,
Yeah, dude, it's wild. Another celebrity story you can actually look up about. It's the law of attraction. For those of you that don't know and you want to look more into it, it's a real thing. So if you, like he's saying, if you're manifesting this shit behavior and these bad feelings and this just overall just yeah, it'll bring you down and it'll bring the whole world around you down. I personally been there myself. To where people just don't want to be around you. And then that'll also in itself start to compact some of those feelings.
Yep.
And it's hard to get out of. But once you see and once you saw that shit work out, you're like, oh, dude, that really works. Like, that's it. So Jim Carrey, dude, Jim Carrey wrote himself a check for $1 million before he did Dumb and Dumber.
Yep.
And it was like post dated to like whatever day. And I guess it might be bullshit because it's pretty conveniently $1 million, but like he got a check for $1 million for Dumb and Dumber on that day that he had manifested it.
I mean,
and like he had the proof of the check and everything. So I mean, it's real. And he just said he just looked at it every day. It's like $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, fucking coming. I mean, shit, that shit works.
It does. I mean, like one of the things that it said PMC stenciled, but then underneath that, man, it said make a 6-figure salary. That's what it said underneath it on a piece of paper. I didn't stencil that on the door as well, but
yeah, we also put a chalkboard wall up on the other apartment.
Yep. Yeah.
And I never used it after that. I just remember having the doghouse and Bubba's nuts fucking drew on it, and then like I tried to like wipe off Bubba's nuts, but like they were there still.
That was probably some of my best artwork. Like
those nuts were perfect, dude. Like everywhere. I just always think like the movie Van Wilder, bro. Whenever like the dog's sitting in the hot tub and those nuts just pop up. Damn, Lowe's not in the pool, man. Like. Yeah, every time, dude. Even my mom still to this day is like, that dog had the nicest set of balls.
just like glorious. I mean, his name was Bubba Nuts for a reason. Like
old Vitruvius Bubble Nuts Jones the Third. Oh shit. So yeah, dude, that law of attraction shit can be real, and like something I noticed too is about that. It's easier to because like we can easily go into that negative mindset, so it's easier to attract that negative shit is you actually have to physically try like on a daily basis.
Yep.
And that's the thing that people give up on because they don't see instant return on it, and it's not instant return. You gotta put the work in. You gotta put, it's not just you didn't just put that on the door and then just sit there and wait for the phone to ring.
Dude, it was like 2 years. It was like 2 years before because one thing happened and another thing happened and it just kept. I would be like, oh, I'm almost there, and then I'd just get tumbled down, and I would have to restart the entire process or whatever it was. And dude, I mean, it's ups and downs. And if you don't have a lot of people, they don't have immediate returns. And I'm still bad about that. I got to keep reminding myself. I'm like, dude, if I look back to 7 years ago from when I first moved to Colorado to where I'm at now, that dude 7 years ago would have looked at me and be like, damn, I want to be that guy. And I mean,
probably,
looking back at it now,
because you were watching what was that movie you watched every day? The one about the contractors and that got left behind. That was a true
Oh,
story.
13 hours? 13 hours?
13 hours.
Yeah.
Like this dude's in here watching 13 hours again.
It's just part of the manifesting, man. Like I'm like, you
Yeah,
know
no,
what?
I know it. That's why
And what's
I
crazy is
never.
the first time I came in contact with any contractors like that, man, was in Iraq. We were working with those contractors. I think it was Olive Group or somebody, and I think the dude's name was Josh Norris or some shit like that. And I used to fuck with him because his last name was Norris. I was like, "Oh, you related to Chuck?" And he would just look at me like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you." I'm like,
Look,
"Oh
I
shit."
haven't heard that before.
But that was the first time coming across that, and he pulled up in this Zuzu something. I don't know what the hell
Like
it
the
was.
scouts, I think.
He opened up his hatch, dude, and all his shit was just all back there, velcroed down. Had a dope call sign of his Achilles 6. I was like, damn.
Like, you're just looking at your uniform like, fuck this trash, dude.
I'm so
out.
gay with my throat guard, my nut pad.
My fucking big old shoulder pads, dude.
Uh,
Oh my god,
yeah,
man. They
man,
had us out there looking like idiots.
it started at that. Obviously, the idea of it, and then I got tossed the first one, and it was just stateside stuff, nothing crazy, and it just progressed from there. And then I started, picking and choosing who I was gonna, rub shoulders with and network, because networking is a very big thing in this industry, because it's a very tiny industry.
Right.
And your actions and your performance speak for itself, man. It really does. And obviously you got to know who you are. If you're going to be a tactician, man, you better be a tactician, man.
Right.
But,
Inside and out, not just like at work, but probably throughout like every part of your day.
exactly.
Like something we talked about again on the older show is like living intentionally. So like you would probably fall into that category. Like everything you do is for a reason.
Yeah, dude, I am so methodical with a lot of it. I still let things slip through, but when it comes to making big choices or planning out my steps, I always say, man, it's chess, not checkers. Because you got to plan it out right. Because if one move gets messed up, then it can start a cascade. But as long as you plan for that, plan for the worst but hope for the best. I think you can have a good plan in place, and as long if anything does come through, then you can adjust your fire and just keep moving on. Sidestep
Fuck
it.
yeah.
All right, this is what I need to do, man. So
It's funny, like we're almost bringing up like 5 to 6 of the last like main subjects we touched on in our last podcast. So I mean, like all that shit, dude. Adjusting fire was one of our big episodes. Like just being like, yo, if you don't have that ability to be like shit didn't work out, so you just keep rolling with it. Like I mean, let's just say for instance, like that veteran chat project wasn't working out at the moment. I did not want to stop because I really enjoyed this aspect of it. Us talking like this, not like just a normal phone call conversation. Something
Right.
a little deeper. And then just to be able to do that with everybody, and then just to share people's perspective. I mean, just for someone else to hear someone else be like, man, I put that shit on my door, and fucking it came true, and like for whatever somebody's door was that they wrote whatever it is on, they're like, it's gonna, this could be the time that they heard it, and they're like, fuck yeah, dude, I was just about to quit, and man, I was.
Close. You know how many times you seen it? How many times did I come close to just being like, man, fuck it.
Yeah.
But every day I'd wake up
Let's go work this bullshit
read that
job.
fucking door. I'd hit it. I'd do whatever as I'm leaving, going in and out, whatever, every time. And it fucking paid off, man. It paid off. And again, there's been bumps and roads, or bumps and bruises along the way as well. But because
That's all part of the journey, man. That's the fun part, dude. Is being able to sit back in 10 more years and tell that story to your kids and be like, dude, fuck yeah, I've been through some shit. Like, yeah, I persevered. I pushed through. Everything really does happen for a reason. All this shitty stuff that I've done or that's happened, it happened for a reason. I get to be right where I am because of it.
exactly.
And I think there's not like having that perspective alone is something I probably wouldn't have had I not started like talking for a living, I guess you could say. I don't make a living doing this, by the way, guys. If you want to sponsor us, though, you're more than welcome. We'll get that going. But one day maybe I will, dude. I mean, ultimately, I think for this thing, like, I'd love to like be able to help out like veteran nonprofits. Like, I'd be able to just make a bunch of money and to be able to, because you can really infect change, or really, yeah, you can really make some changes with money. I know they say money don't buy happiness, but if you use it for other people, that'd make me fucking happy to see that, like, local Fargo veterans aren't fucking starving or whatever the case is.
Exactly.
So yeah, I mean, those sponsorships. Yeah, I'm gonna make a sponsor me clip. That's it. Sponsor me, bitch.
Write on that. Make a list and write it on that fucking door, and just read it every time. I'm telling you.
Well, this is
Even
one
if-
right here that I've been actually going after. That's why I put it right here. Drecker Brewing, here in Fargo, they got a big it's called Brewhalla, and they have it's like a 4-story hotel, dude. The artwork's sick as fuck. I mean, you can tell by just that, but like all their beers, like they have their bottom floor is like a big shop, so they have restaurants and little like handmade dog treats, like a gelato place. Someone's got like a fresh
that's cool.
meat and fish stand. I mean, you can rent the whole area, like you rent the top area out for weddings and shit like that. And then there's like they're building up on this thing, but the brewery it's attached to, Drecker, is a building from like the 1800s. It's sick as fuck, dude.
Oh,
I will do an interview with the head brewer at Drecker on video so everybody can see that place. That place is fucking dope. Drecker Brewing, what's up?
There you go. Seriously. But
AI will make me a clip of that.
yeah, man, it's definitely about making changes, trying to be infectious, man, keeping that positive mentality, pushing forward, being able to adjust, and just keep driving, man. I don't know what it is about a lot of vets, and they think that once they're done with the military, that they literally it's a clear spectrum. Like, either the military was everything that made all of them, like that's who they are, is their previous military experience, or the dudes that just struggle outside of the military and then they don't know what to do, where to go. Find that. I mean, most of the time it's finding that brotherhood, man. And that's one thing that I found in contracting, man, is just with the right people. I mean, you still get the same type of, I don't know, I guess you could say shitbags in contracting as you did with the military.
Right, people sneak through the cracks.
Exactly. But that's one thing that, I've been working on with a special group of individuals over the last several months, to be able to hopefully kind of reset the standard within this industry. And I'm not saying that I'm like this big dude that knows it all or anything like that, but I just see the normal standard across the board, from executive protection, to even armed, unarmed, uniformed security officers, all that stuff, man. Because a lot of that stuff within the contracting realm, some of that stuff pops up as well, and just dudes don't have standards, man. They don't. They slip through the cracks, and they don't. I don't know what it is, man. They could be handed a fucking golden egg, and they'll screw it up. Every bit about it. They'll drink on the job. They'll get shit-faced with the client, pissing on couches in hotels. I mean, you name it, it's happened. And
well, I mean, it's these guys that a lot of the guys, they get out and they're just like, I'm gonna go fucking do this shit. And I mean, there's some of those war guys that never really came home from that shit, and just
which I get.
And that seems like the type. It's just like, damn, dude, like maybe you need to dial it back a little bit.
Maybe just
and
maybe
then
just step back for a little bit, work on yourself a little bit, figure out, like, damn, if everybody doesn't like me, well, maybe it's not everybody else, maybe it's me a little bit. And a lot of people, man, they just, I feel bad. I do, and I think putting on something like this, or even the Veterans Chat Project, all that stuff, man, to be able to specifically help out vets, point them in the right direction, give them guidance, man, even just on a little bit or just a lending ear to hear people talk. You'd be surprised what that can do, man. Just that little bit. Because there's been some, several people that I've had to lean on, to include yourself, when going through that entire process, to where, if I didn't have that, or, certain people didn't step up and help me out during the times that I needed it, probably would have turned out pretty rough, man. So.
Yeah, I mean that's what fucking that's what they tell you, the brotherhood, what they say, baptized in blood and fire and came out steel, baby. Like
Right.
that's what it
Seriously.
is. I mean, that's what it is to me anyway. You don't always come across that. I've learned. One thing I've learned in the last, I don't know, few years is not everybody was always as close of a friend to you as you were to them, and that's not even just in the military, but that's across the board in general. You got to be careful with who you put your kind of your faith and your trust into as a friend, because they represent you when you're not around, just by being friends with them. You know what I mean? And that's something that I took a long time to learn in my personal life. Not alone, it's a harder lesson to learn from veterans, my veteran brothers, and where it's like, oh shit, like I thought we were boys. Like, nah, fuck it.
I mean, that's a
But it is
hard pill
what
to
it is,
swallow,
and
man.
people move on, and
And
some
that
people just don't like to live in the past. Some people, and it is what it is. People grow up, people have families, people have kids.
Exactly, man.
Hopefully.
And all you can do is just wish them the best, and if you ever need anything, I'm always here. And
Right. I
just
got about 6,000 ways to contact me right now. So yeah, I'm here. Very much around.
exactly, man.
Um, but yeah, dude, I just wanted to real quick. I wanted to bridge over, 'cause I know you and Chad. So with that, is you kind of that same training program as what you're talking about, that tactical fit, as opposed to being like all muscle, all fucking whatever, just more of a like the movement drills, like doing different kinds of shit like that. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, man. It's everybody's gone through the phases of like, oh man, I'm gonna get massive. I'm gonna be the biggest dude in the fucking room. Like, yeah, but can you run 300 meters without feeling like you're gonna go into cardiac arrest? You know.
Right.
So for me, and this has kind of been the driving point within the contracting realm, but really with Chad, man, with him being a tactical strength and conditioning coach, and him opening up his own gym and all that stuff, man, and really seeing him. I mean, hell, at this biggest point, I think he was like 255. And
Yeah, he was a
I think he's
monster.
sitting at like maybe 200, 195 right now, but he's still just as strong as what he was when he was 255. So the whole tactical strength and conditioning, man, it is, for me, I think the best route to go. I mean, I'm only sitting at 190 right now, and I'm still squatting roughly 315, all that type of stuff. So, and I was when I was in Iraq with the State Department in 2020. I got up to like 210, and that was my heaviest point of lifting that kind of weight, 315. But man, my cardio had plummeted, and I was just like, dude, I'm a fucking liability at this point. So
Yeah.
I think that you can have the mixture of both worlds, and still really be the best person that you can be, and not be a possible liability to your family, your loved ones, your teams, whoever, because this place, the world's going to hell in a handbasket really fast, man.
Very fast, dude.
I mean, it's sad to see, but I think everybody needs to be at some type of level to where, especially if you got kids, like those kids rely on you. Like you're not gonna outdo me to where, or a situation to where my kids are gonna suffer from it if I can't perform. So, and I think that's the mentality a lot of people should have, but everybody's kind of leaning the opposite way, and now apparently fitness is a fucking a right-wing supremacist thing, or I don't know what the fuck it's getting twisted.
Yeah, it's so hard to keep up with that shit anymore. That's why I just like, nah, we don't fucking do that here. Like anything that comes up here, we come up because we care about it, and it's from a place of love first and foremost. So like, if anything's ever taken out of context, I'll be like, I got the receipts, motherfucker. I know what he was saying. We're like, no, that's the craziest thing is, dude, you can't keep up with what's right and wrong to do anymore. Like, I'm surprised.
I don't even care about what's right and wrong and what people saying is right and wrong, man. I stick to me. I stick to my close circle, my family, and I ensure that I know in my head that I'm doing what's best for everyone that's around me.
Right. Cause no harm.
Exactly. I'm not out here causing harm. I'm not bugging people. I'm sticking to myself. You guys do your own thing, and I'll just sit back and watch you guys implode. Like,
yeah, it's about me and my family way sad. Up here.
It's sad that I have to do that because I mean I can be an introvert, but I can be a social butterfly. But man, I'll tell you what, my social butterfly thing has dwindled down. I don't even drink anymore. Yeah. I don't go out. I don't do any of that. I haven't drinking.
That's the huge one.
Yeah.
When you stop drinking, dude, you're just like, I don't really feel like talking to fucking anybody.
Dude,
I just want to sit at home.
I still mingle and stuff like that, but man, not drinking. And of course, I got the support of a fantastic woman, and she became sober as well, and it seemed like once I cut that out, man, things really, really started to change, even for the better, more so for the better.
That shit's poison, dude. That shit's poison. Man.
It is.
That's why people get alcohol poisoning, because that shit's poison.
It is.
Fucking people don't understand that, and they're just like, well, I'm gonna fucking pour it down my butthole. Like, why? Why? Keep the vodka out of your butthole, folks. It's poison.
Yeah, keep it out your lungs.
I like to party too, but Jesus, now I'm like 3 sours, and I'm like, I'm feeling a little headache here. I gotta go to sleep. Jesus, babe, it's 9:30.
Yeah, I want to be in bed before the streetlights come on because usually I'm up. Usually I'm up. Sometimes I sleep in, but usually I'm up before most people. I'm usually trying to be productive. The gym's always in the schedule, even if it's just fucking 30, 45 minutes, man. Just get there, feel better, and make things happen. Everybody makes excuses like I can't do it.
I've been working on that shit too myself.
Just you could literally go walk around your neighborhood for 30 minutes at night.
Put that kid in a stroller and push him. Put a couple bricks in the bottom of that stroller and push it.
Do lunges
and that's what my wife does. She'll go walking. Her and her sister, they're just like, they walk. That's their thing. And so whenever they're like because we live right around the corner from her sister. That was the main reason to move up here. Like, she lives in our neighborhood, less than a block away. So anytime she's just like, I'm going to go walk with Jordan, I'm like, all right, cool, bye. Like, have fun. Sometimes I go with, sometimes I don't. But I have a full gym in the basement, too.
Oh, nice.
And then, like, even when I was a stay-at-home parent, and this is for those, the excuse makers, man, like, it's so easy to make an excuse. I read a book called Atomic Habits, and basically where he says, well, if you can just pick that one thing that you do before to go to the gym, right? Like, for me, it's I haven't gotten into the routine of doing it here yet, but I am in the routine of, we had a place until my kid got into daycare today. It's like a rec center, so looking at like the YMCA or a rec center or something like that. So we paid like $100 a month for the full membership, but it also came with, I could drop my kid off with their daycare for 2 hours while I was working out. So for 2 hours a day, my kid's getting social interaction with other kids still. I'm getting my shit on, dude. I'm going and working out for an hour. I'm going and sitting in the steam room for 30 minutes at least and stretching out. And then recently, dude, I just today actually took my first ice bath.
Dude.
And I'm in love. I am in love.
Yeah.
I started, because my first one, I wasn't going to be like, it was like, it was 58 degrees when I first jumped in it, so it wasn't like an ice bath. Mm-hmm. It just didn't get cold enough, but I also wanted to try it. I was able to get 2 minutes in though, like that. Once you control your breathing, like I'm sure my neighbor's like, what the fuck's he doing now? I'm just in my garage, but you get, and then you're just like, and then you're just like, dude, the whole fucking world opens up. And then for me, it's mainly, it's not for any physical reason. It's for that release right there, that fight or flight. Because you know me, man. Sometimes if I get like my first response is like fuck,
Right.
and
Oh yeah.
that's something that is supposed to very much replace that feeling for the whole day.
Yeah.
My one buddy told me is like, if you start off with a win, dude, you never feel like you lose. Like you start off getting your ass kicked every morning, then the rest of your day is not so bad.
Look at the top athletes, the top even military members across all branches, man. The very first thing that they do in the morning is embrace the suck. Across the board. If you can embrace the suck just for that little bit of time, man, it sets the day, it sets the pace, it sets the tempo, and everything else just becomes smooth. You're more productive,
Hell
you're
yeah.
focused better. I mean, it's just better. And funny you bring up the ice bath. I got one that's actually I'm waiting for it to get delivered. So I've been wanting one.
I just went to Home Depot and got a 20-gallon fucking stock tank, and then I'm gonna build. Well, I'm not. I know you gotta have shit that's mobile and portable,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna be able to. I'll build like a little frame for it, and then, insulate it, and then build a little lid, like a hot tub type lid for it. So that way, I just keep it. It'd be just like a cooler, bro. I just fucking open it up and drain it once a week or once every week and a half or so.
They even have chillers and filters, like pumps, like little 1/2 horsepower pumps or something like that, 1 horsepower pumps that literally you can hook up, and it filters it and then will chill it for you as well, so you don't have to get all like the bags of ice and all that stuff. So look into that. And then also, since you brought up the gym, this is something for anybody else that's listening as well, but USAA has a program called Active Fit and Direct. Okay, it's $25 a month for any veteran, or spouses or dependents or whatever. You sign up for it, $25 a month. It's the standard one, but I think it's got like 16,000 gyms throughout the country that you can literally sign up for. You just look on your area zip code, boop boop boop, type it in. There's 15 gyms that pop up. You can join every one of those gyms and only pay $25 a month.
That's fucking awesome.
It doesn't matter if you join all 16,000 in the country. It's still only $25 a month.
I wrote that down like shit. What's it called again?
Active Fit Direct through USAA. It's like a silver sneakers program or whatever, but I'm telling you,
right. I'll put the link to it in this episode.
Yeah, put it in, man, because that helps out tremendously. Because every time you go to a gym, you're like, oh, you pay. As soon as you sign up, you're like, all right, cool, $10. The next month, you get hit with your annual, registration fee that comes out to $100. And then if you want to cancel all that shit, it just somehow it always ends up pushing people away. Because you can sign into a contract, all this stuff. This, you could sign up that day and then cancel it the same day, and it's no different. So,
hell yeah, dude! I'm gonna put that link in there for sure.
Yeah.
In the show notes, there will be a link because I got the website up. There will also be a guest profile that's got all your links. If you want to send me any, I got like your Gmail and your Instagram on there, but. If you want to send any more ways for people to be able to get a hold of you, it'll have like a guest profile on my website now.
Okay, absolutely.
Legitimate, bro. We're legit here. We break ground and bread.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Just real quick before we jump off, dude, I want to ask you just one thing. It's what I liked to ask or end the episodes. A Veteran Chat Project with like an encouraging word from our guests to the listeners.
I'll tell you what. A little word of wisdom here, man. And I'm sure this has been told on every other guest that has come through, but when you're down and out, man, look to the things that make your life brighter. Because a lot of those things that are out there that you think make your life better are really negative things that bring you down, and really start to compile to make things worse. So once you start to cut out the fat, is what I say. Family, I don't give a shit if it's blood or not. If you're toxic or it's toxic, or stuff at your job, whatever. I'm not saying go leave your job, but there is stuff out there better. And remember, it's chess, not checkers, man. It is. And if you do it correctly, things, and fucking manifest the shit out of stuff. Because I'm telling you, it is proven. I am a testament of that. Manifest your shit in a positive way, and your life will change. I promise you. I promise you.
Hell yeah, dude. I truly believe that shit.
So there's so much more that we could talk on, and once, obviously, I know we're kind of getting close to that time, but I'd like to be maybe.
Yeah, I mean, we can go as long as we want, but.
Well, I know. It's tough.
We can always have you back on too. So.
Yes, so I'll let you know.
That's a beautiful thing about podcasts, brother. Is we could do this as many times and whenever we want. So. This ain't the last time we'll talk to you for sure.
Okay, because I know Chad brought it up before.
And definitely will.
But there's something big that we've been kind of working on. So once it's at the right stage, man, I like to get on and kind of blast that out. But it's something pretty big.
Yeah, we'll have you both on together.
Yeah, that's even better. Even better.
We can host up to 12 people in this thing because we are here. I like to do this. I haven't done this in a while because we are
powered by Riverside FM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was that Chad?
But yeah, man. Huh? No, yeah. Was that Chad? Yeah. I gave him $1. So yeah, man, that was a fucking awesome show. I really hope you guys got something out of that. I know personally I did, just because I always enjoy talking to Joe, and just that manifestation, man. That was really something that I was really hoping we were gonna get a chance to hit on, and we did. That was, I don't think I could have asked for a better way to start my show and have a first guest. So for that, Joe, I appreciate it. I'm sure the listeners, they're going to want to hear more from you, like we said, so we're definitely going to have you back. And I will, I'll let you get back to it, man.
Absolutely, brother.
Get back to that dog that keeps creeping around.
Yeah, no, he's now it's over, he's laying down. But, yeah, I mean,
yeah, mine are probably sitting right outside this door right now, like, what the hell? Because my wife's still at work, but... Yeah, they're like, he's going to be done soon, and we're going outside. But yeah, thank you guys for listening so much. Be sure to check the show links for anything we talked about here. And yeah, dude, follow along, and see you soon.
All right, brother. I appreciate it.